Dust is a mixture of tiny particles of various origins that are suspended in the air or deposited on surfaces. These particles can be organic or inorganic in nature and vary in size from microscopic to visibly noticeable. Its composition may include fragments of human skin, hair, textile fibers, pollen, mold spores, soil, mineral particles, insect residues, among other elements. However, the dust, that amalgam of particles that dances before the morning glow filtering delicately through the window, is not just a simple visual spectacle. It is a silent testimony of our own existence, since its composition mostly contains an astonishing 90% of dead cells from our own bodies. Today, on Extraordinary Walks, we delve into a phenomenon that we hate, but that we ourselves created. We face, without knowing it, the role of main contributors to the vast amount of dust that accumulates in the corners of our homes, workplaces, educational centers, and any other space we frequent. It's a reality that becomes even more intriguing for those obsessed with cleanliness, since by meticulously removing each particle, you are dealing with microscopic fragments that were once a vital part of our very essence. The wonderfully designed human body is constantly renewed, especially the skin, which is subject to wear and tear caused by exposure to air, sun, and other environmental particles. This is how dead cells inevitably find their way into the surrounding environment, depositing on surfaces and forming the dust that makes us so uncomfortable. From a more abstract perspective, the act of dusting becomes an exercise in introspection. Each sweep of the mop or each pass of the broom can be interpreted as an encounter with tiny fragments of our own being. Those particles, which we eliminate with apparent indifference, are actually a physical representation of our past, silent witnesses of moments that have been both routine and extraordinary in our lives. Dust mites, tiny microscopic arthropods, feed primarily on dead human skin cells and dust, meaning that part of the dust is actually these tiny insects and their debris. On average, it is estimated that a human being loses about 1.5 grams of dead skin each week, which is roughly equivalent to a full pen. This amount of dead cells is enough to feed millions of dust mites. This phenomenon, although often unnoticed, reminds us of our constant connection to the environment around us and, ultimately, to our own mortality. Every time we face the daily task of cleaning dust, we are interacting with a part of ourselves that, in one way or another, has left its mark on the world we inhabit. It is an act of recognition of our own transience and, at the same time, of our eternal presence in the fabric of the universe. Although it can be annoying in terms of cleanliness and aesthetics, dust also plays an important role in the ecosystem, transporting nutrients and providing habitats for microorganisms. However, prolonged exposure to dust can pose health risks, especially for people with allergies or respiratory sensitivities, as it may contain allergens, toxins, or pathogens. The dust in our homes can contain a variety of chemicals, including flame retardants used in furniture and appliances, as well as chemicals released by building materials and cleaning products. Dust particles are small enough to be inhaled deep into the lungs, where they can cause breathing problems and contribute to chronic lung diseases. Additionally, dust particles can carry bacteria and viruses, which can contribute to the spread of respiratory diseases and other health problems.